If you're looking for a little excitement, Diet Coke has a chance you'll jump at. It's the Diet Coke Sony Adventure of a Lifetime sweepstakes. Winners win a trip across Europe on the world's finest luxury train, or the remarkable new Sony Watchman TV. For details, look for store displays of Diet Coke with 100% NutraSweet. But hurry, enter before it's too late.
You may just win the adventure of a lifetime.
One perfect color. One perfect coral, only from Revlon.
He says I'm a gorgeous blonde. I say I'm a smart blonde. I use preference. The color is rich with subtle shadings, and my hair has such life. Well, that's the preference difference. He thinks I'm worth it. He's right.
Performing preference from L'Oreal.
To you, who will build and shape our future, we invite you to learn the technology of tomorrow while you serve your country in the Navy of today.
Corning see-through vision saucepan withstands heat that turns ordinary saucepans into sauce. Best of all, it lets you see your meal before it's all over. Visions by Corning. It's visibly superior.
Sherrod, Apollo 7.
Bean, Gordon, Apollo 12.
We had more to conquer than space.
I had a runny nose.
And I had a stuffy head.
We used Actifed. How do you conquer cold symptoms? Actifed.
When I was a kid, I loved to wear bandages just to get attention. But now I use Band-Aid brand Clear from Johnson & Johnson. It's the bandage with the see-through strip, so people hardly notice I'm wearing a bandage at all, which is nice, because now that I'm grown up, I want people to notice me, not my bandage.
Only Johnson & Johnson makes Band-Aid brand Clear, clearly the best-looking bandage ever. Help us help retarded children. Look for Johnson & Johnson coupons in Sunday's paper.
I was asleep on the sofa when I heard, Dad, why doesn't the Jell-O gelatin fall out when it's upside down? And then I felt something cool plop on my face, and I heard, sorry, Dad. Jell-O gelatin. You can't be a kid without it.
Studio line from L'Oreal. New Mega Gel. Mega Hold. New modeling spritz. Spritz for lift.
Scope your head any way you like it.
Studio line from L'Oreal.
Thursday, don't miss the second premiere episode of Day by Day. Will Ross win Kristen's heart?
Only geeks get good grades.
I get all A's.
Of course, I deeply respect geeks.
Can the kids handle the pressures of preschool?
I'm a failure.
Day by Day week continues with an all-new episode of Day by Day Thursday after Cosby.
The world's worst-trained police forces graduated, and now they're back.
This is serious.
To mess it up again, the network television premiere, Police Academy 2, next. Assault.
You mess with me, you're making a mistake.
And batter. Energize your Friday with The Highwayman.
It's so easy to own Tercel. It's so easy.
The 1988 Toyota Tercel EZ. The price will take you right back to the 50s. Only $59.98. Reliable Toyota Tercel with a price dialed down to the 50s. Right now, power and zip, contemporary up-to-the-minute style, good old 50s price.
Tercel, who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
It's a beautiful morning.
It's funny, but since McDonald's started serving hot handheld breakfasts, the world appears on everyone's doorstep by 7.
And just smile.
More folks are having breakfast with famous people.
Taking some clean fresh air.
And the Pacific Ocean opens for business promptly at 9. Perhaps McDonald's sizzling bacon, hot McMuffins, and homemade biscuits can't take all the credit, but even the birds have noticed. McDonald's is America's morning place.
The police have captured the infamous Southside sniper.
Christie's having one of those days.
Gentlemen! How could you do that to Blaine?
Blaine who?
You! Former investigative reporter, Slay's ex-husband in TV studio.
Here? Wrong!
I have seen some lowlifes in my time. In this business, you meet them all. You are the worst!
Kathleen Turner,
Good evening.
Burt Reynolds, Christopher Reeve. Switching channels. Rated PG. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Now, in specially marked Ralston cereals, when you get a red Corvette,
Mom!
you win a real Corvette, and 10 can win. Get one hot racer free in every box of Freakies, Cookie Crisp, Honey Graham Checks, and Fruit Islands brand cereals. And if you get a red Corvette, you win a real Corvette. Everyone gets a hot racer free, and 10 lucky winners get
Happy birthday.
real Corvettes.
So, Dad, did you get Mom anything special?
Sam Jones is the highwayman.
And I want you.
Jacko is Jello. Together,
We're a salt.
battery! Two guys out to energize your Friday.
Watch out!
Heading your way this Friday, the highwayman.
If you were gonna cook up some burgers tonight, you broil them on a flame, make them taste just right. So isn't it nice to know there's a place to go where they make it just as good as you can make it yourself? That's why we do it like you do it when we do it like we do it at Burger King. We do it like you would do it when we do it like we do it at Burger King.
I love dinner parties.
You love dinner. Should Country Crock go here?
All that rich buttery taste.
Or with the green beans?
Green beans?
You love green beans.
Must have been your first husband.
You are my first husband.
Shed Spread Country Crock. Rich, buttery taste, fewer calories than regular margarine, and no cholesterol.
For my little stain makers,
Green sea.
I get the stain lifter.
Wow!
All goes right to the stain and just lifts it away.
A-L-L.
It's the stain lifter.
Why cook in oil, margarine, or butter? All natural Pam adds only 1/10 the fat and calories and keeps food light and delicious. Pam cooking spray, because how you cook is as important as what you cook.
Sunday, catch another all-new Day by Day. Will Ross declare his independence?
I used my free will again. For a minute there, I thought we were living in America.
Will Mom find the orange clay?
Does anybody know where it is?
Don't miss the special premiere of Day by Day at its regular time, Sunday after Family Ties.
You wouldn't feed this baby grown-up food, so why feed it to this baby? Feed him puppy food. Purina Puppy Chow brand puppy food with the extra nutrition a growing puppy needs. Puppy Chow. Doesn't your baby deserve it?
Hold the door! I've got the best! The Energizer lasts longer than all the rest! Too right! I get my energy from Energizer! Me hooks I get from Mom! Get Energizer! Boy!
Morning, it's time for a healthy breakfast. This time your kids will eat it. A cereal with lots of protein. Don't worry, your kids will eat it. It's Life cereal. Life is frosted on the inside, toasted on the outside. Life tastes so good. Unless they're weird, your kids will eat it.
Marshall and his son Charlie couldn't be closer because they just switched bodies.
Invasion of the body switchers.
The 6'2" with the brain of an 11-year-old.
Awesome.
I need a limo at Hemingway Junior High. ASAP. I'm his babysitter.
Oh boy.
Vice versa.
It's a Floridian night. Nightmare.
Rated PG. Vice versa starts Friday at select theaters.
They were from different worlds,
You are not to do a thing in this department without you checking with me first.
bound together by a haunting murder
Somebody slipped a joker in your deck.
at a town with a torrid secret.
You're thinking about something nasty. We're both thinking it.
Critics call it a standout, a winner in the heat of the night. Next.
Monday.
ya!
Al teaches Brian
You learned fast, Grasshopper.
how to roll with the punches.
Oh! They used to call me Sugar Ray Shumway.
Then on Valerie's family, Dave takes his first flight
Are you afraid to fly?
No. Of crashing.
and gets a little jumpy.
Oh, Dad! Oh, Dad! One day.
It's a supercalifragilistic.
Disney World vacation. There's always something going on.
It's quite a celebration. We sing the shout and sail into the blue. Bet there's nothing left to do.
There's that cartoon.
Under the line. Under the line. It's a supercalifragilistic. Come on to the world's greatest resort. Disney World vacation.
DuPont knows you want to keep your home beautiful, down to that beautiful new carpet. But there are always a few snags. So DuPont developed certified Stainmaster carpet. Now even stains this ugly, clean up this beautifully. There's only one Stainmaster. DuPont certified Stainmaster.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday. Not so happy for me. My Dolphins lost. Yeah, they're 8-5 now, but I think they're still number one in their division, so that's good. But yeah, I'm a little bummed out. I just hid somebody in the chat for something that I normally wouldn't hide somebody for, but they caught me in a bad mood, so they can fuck off. What's their name? Good riddance to That's Crazy Christy. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. But anyway, no, man, that's what sucks is like the Dolphins are doing really good this year. And I can never catch a game. And then like the one time I can catch a game, it causes me to have to push this live stream back because I just didn't want to miss it. And so I do appreciate all you guys that are here, even though it's late and I know you guys have to work tomorrow morning. I do appreciate you guys being here, regardless of how late it is. It's really awesome of you. But yeah, I never get to catch a game. And so I didn't want to miss it. And I watched it all the way to the end, and which is part of the reason why it took me so long to get set up here. But don't get hidden, Stacy, with your Go Chargers bullshit in my chat right now. This is not the place, okay? But good for you. Good for you. Oh God, Jesus Christ! Don't come in here with your Jets fan bullshit either. I'm hide happy today, man. I'm hiding people, so like watch your mouths in here. I'm telling you, I'll just be like, yo, get you. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So yeah, I was just a little I'm a little bummed out over that, but not too much. Not too heartbroken. I don't even follow football all that close. It's just that, like, you know, when you come from a town where your team has just consistently sucked for years and years and years, and then they're finally doing really well. The one game you get to catch, they lose, and it's, you know, it's somewhat disappointing. So just saying. Yeah, so we're going to so Jared Lysick from Adventures with Purpose, I think he's the only remaining member left in Adventures with Purpose, actually, which I find pretty interesting. Not really. I think even the ones that quit that did so for their own selfish reasons, because they're all a bunch of shitbag opportunists. If I'm being totally honest, Doug sucks, Nick sucks, all of them suck as far as I'm concerned. I think they're all opportunistic tragedy pimp and douchebags, if I'm being completely honest. And so apparently Jared, being the worst of them all, has a court date tomorrow, apparently. Hopefully YouTubers won't fuck that up. But he has a court date tomorrow, and I think it's interesting that he put this video that he was planning on putting out, and he kept building it up and building it up and building it up. And I haven't watched it yet. This is going to be a reaction live. I have not watched it yet. But I can predict what it's going to be, I think. And what I predict it's going to be basically is just a bunch of fucking nothing. Just a bunch of shit this dude put behind a paywall. He happens to know that there's still a whole subculture of subhuman YouTube creators who want to continue to spin the narrative that Kylie Rodney was a victim of foul play when she was just a young kid who had an accident. You know, a very responsible kid who had an irresponsible moment, and it cost her life, unfortunately. And that's all it boils down to. But people don't want to accept this. It's not good enough, you know. And Jared knows this. Jared's not one of these people who's like, oh my God, I don't want to believe it. Jared's one of these assholes that sees that there's a whole subculture of subhuman pieces of shit on YouTube that want to believe, that hope that there's some sort of bigger tragedy behind this whole thing. And so he's capitalizing on that by perpetuating this narrative. And it's really gross, and it's really disgusting, and it's really disrespectful to Kylie Rodney's memory and her loved ones. But a person like him who allegedly raped his 9-year-old cousin when he was 17, a person like this who takes no accountability, who doesn't, who wants to blame his childhood for his actions, which I call bullshit on. I mean, dude, listen, we've all had shitty childhoods, man. You know what I mean? Nobody's childhood is ideal. You know, everybody could dig deep into their childhood, find some sort of somewhat traumatic event, and then blame all their problems and all their bad shit and all their shitty actions on that. It's real easy to do that. Anybody can fucking do that. It takes a person of character, of even minor character, to simply say, you know what? That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. And this is a person who not only did what he did allegedly when he was 17, even though in writing, I believe he did it, period, because he sure as shit didn't deny it, and he basically admitted it in writing. So as far as that goes, you know, this is just him continuing to victimize for his own gain, whether it be for sexual gratification or financial capitalization for himself. So this is just a shit bag as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this guy, even after the fact, even after he put out a public statement under Adventures with Purpose, saying that he respects the decision of law enforcement and that he respects and you know, the thoughts go out to the family and blah 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 blah. If your thoughts really went out to the family, you wouldn't have released this fucking video. You would have just put this whole thing to bed, put the Kylie Rodney thing behind you, instead of still trying to capitalize off of it and still trying to exploit her name, because there's still money to be made off of by bottom feeding pieces of shit on YouTube. So that's exactly how I feel about Jared. And I haven't even gotten started yet because I haven't even gone over this video. But we're about to right now. I had to let my earbuds charge a little bit. I hope they're charged enough. Maybe I don't even need them right now. Hopefully it won't affect my sound. So I hope there's no echo. So right off the bat, the very first thing this thing says is Nick, the tow truck driver, has confirmed through GPS data that he was at Boca Lake on Saturday, August 6th, 2022. Who cares? What difference does it fucking make? Kylie wasn't there. That's what matters here. You see the little games right off the bat. He's trying to play misdirection. He's playing a little game of misdirection. He's saying, well, GPS data, this way he can't say, nobody can say that he's lying, but he's sitting here saying, well, GPS data confirmed that Nick, the tow truck driver, was at the Boca Lake on Saturday and not Prosser Lake. I mean, it doesn't matter. Kylie wasn't there. That's what matters, whether or not Kylie was there.
The female, which is Kylie, I realized after, she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. The investigator.
See what he does right there? Was Nick one of the last to see Kylie Rodney alive? He's creating a narrative, but what he's doing is protecting himself from litigation by putting it in the form of a question instead of outright saying it. Well, I'm just asking a question. This is how he gets to fucking get away with what he does and avoid litigation from anybody from Jagger or Kylie's family. This is his little method of trying to do that. By saying, was Nick one of the last people to see Kylie Rodney alive? You know, it's really just it's really funny that people fall for this bullshit.
On. The investigator said it's his biggest lead that he has on the case.
What investigator? What did? Wait a minute. That's not true. December 10th, 2022, the case of Kylie Rodney is still an open investigation. Her death was ruled accidental. What are you talking about? It was public. It's been made public. Her death was concluded as an accidental death with no foul play. What are you talking about?
The pictures I saw, she wasn't wearing a ball cap. With me, she was wearing a ball cap, and it was blue ball cap. So I think something happened to her more than something accidental.
So because she was wearing a blue ball cap, you think something happened to her that's more than accidental. Okay, tow truck guy, I guess you're a qualified investigator and a forensic criminal investigator and a detective. Okay. This is the full interview Adventures with Purpose had with Nick, the tow truck driver, August 19th, 2022, just 2 days prior to AWP finding Kylie. I mean, look at these guys, like just total fucking like glory hound shitbags. To bring them home. And the fact that this guy has the fucking audacity after all of the publicity that he has, like he thinks that he's so good at what he does and that everyone in the public loves him so fucking much that this is somehow supposed to distract us from the fact that he's a fucking rapist piece of shit. Like, I love that shit. Like, okay, well, I'm about to go to court, so I'm going to release this video that just totally fucking just fluffs me. Because this is a self-fluff job right here is all it is. And he's sitting there going, I'm gonna release this video that just fluffs me. And I think it's just going to distract because there are people out there that think that we do more good than harm. And, you know, all the good that we've done would make up for any bad things that I did when I was a child in my past. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You were fucking old enough to know better than to fucking put your fucking hands and traumatize your baby cousin, piece of shit. And how much does it suck that these victims were found by the likes of these fucking douchebags? You know what I mean? Like, it's nice that they were found, but how much does it fucking suck, you know, that of all the people that found these, that found these victims, it was the people who care least about finding victims. You know what I mean? They only care about the clout that comes with it.
We just got out of Best Buy.
At least you made the ad skippable. Fucking greedy fuck.
After picking up some supplies here in Reno, Nevada. We're on our way to work the Kylie Rodney case just down the street in Truckee, California. And Nick, a longtime supporter, fan of ours, appreciate you for...
Longtime supporter and fan of ours. And it's just a coincidence that you just happened to meet up with them at fucking the parking lot of Best Buy, right?
Coming up to us, possibly has some information in regards to the Kylie Rodney case. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you may have run into?
So my name is Nick. I work at an emergency roadside assistance program. I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery call. So pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on. But
yeah, let me stop you right there. You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake.
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Prosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
And you said you responded to a vehicle, and you in hindsight realized it may have been this vehicle. What kind of vehicle was it that you responded to?
It was a gray, like a lightish gray Honda 4-door sedan.
Okay, all right.
Or SUV, I'm sorry.
SUV?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And go ahead and describe.
So when I first go there, I usually do tests on the vehicle to see what's going on. At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that, everything was working great on the vehicle.
Okay, hold on.
To find out later once I put some tests on the 4-door sedan.
Okay. All right.
Or SUV, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Wait.
The 4-door sedan.
Okay. All right.
Or SUV, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Okay, you saw that?
And
you saw what Doug does here? Very interesting, because he corrects him. He doesn't wait until he corrects himself to say SUV at the same time. Watch this. This is total fucking like, dude, Doug, you suck at this, bro. You fucking suck at this, dude. Hold on.
Go ahead and
So when I first go there, I
Oh,
usually
wait.
do tests on vehicles. To
My
see
bad,
what's
hold
going on. At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that
You suck at
everything
this,
was working
Will.
great on the vehicle. Come to find out later, once I approached the vehicle, I was the first or SUV first sedan.
Listen.
Okay.
Watch.
All right.
Or SUV.
They both say SUV at the same time. Like he's like looking at him, like signaling to him, SUV. Yeah, dude, this is totally fucking fabricated. Totally 100 fucking percent fabricated, and Doug just gave it away. I'm gonna play it one more time so you guys can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Honda 4-door sedan.
Okay.
A Honda 4-door sedan.
Okay. All right.
Or SUV. I'm sorry.
SUV. Okay. All right.
Or SUV. I'm sorry.
SUV.
Yes, sir.
Doug, you suck at this.
And go ahead and just.
So when I first go there, I usually do tests on the vehicle to see what's going on. At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that everything was working great on the vehicle. Come to find out later, once I approached the vehicle and went inside, that the vehicle was in neutral. At the time, I thought that was kind of awkward that you can find out or realize that something like that could have been the case for why the vehicle wasn't starting. So I simply put it into park, started up the vehicle, everything was fine. At that point in time, I did notice that the female, which is Kylie, I realized after, she was very hesitant and very skeptical.
This guy's
everything that was going.
he's so fucking sure that it was Kylie, but it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. Okay, so how did Secret Squirrel have access to it first then, Heather Blocked? If it's their fucking video, how did Secret Squirrel have access to it first? Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. But you're going to sit here and tell me that we see Kylie's car going into the water, okay? Thanks to the fire cameras that were out there, and special thanks to Gray Hughes Investigates for layering the daytime image over the nighttime image so you could actually see the area and the body of water and see Kylie's car going into the water with a timestamp. So explain to me, Nick, the tow truck driver, explain to me how in the fuck she drove her car into the water but ended up at Boca Lake the next day around noon. Explain to me that.
Going on. She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly? And okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to her actual belt. Okay, that in my eyes, that was very awkward. I deal with things that are kind of awkward. So I was like, all right, it's just another day on the job.
Yeah.
After that, she was stating on how she was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. She was wearing a sweatshirt, so it looked like she has been there for quite a while.
What color was the sweatshirt?
It was a gray sweatshirt.
Gray sweatshirt.
Yeah. Also, she had a guy with her.
Was it dark gray or light gray?
It was light gray. Okay. Yeah. Also, there was a guy there that was with her at time being. He was wearing a flat top ball cap facing forwards. brown hair that's sticking out just a little bit on the sides. I didn't know. I assume that this is her boyfriend. I mean, from how they're...
Yeah, that's exactly right, Tara Ellis. That is exactly right. Make no mistake, people. Lawyers are expensive. Good criminal lawyers are expensive, I would imagine. Because you're going to pay through the nose if you've got the money to keep your own ass out of jail. Absolutely, without a doubt. So right now, Jared is trying to make as much money as he possibly can to keep his sorry child raping ass out of jail. Make no mistake about that.
Interacting with each other. But it was kind of like they were both kind of at unease is what it looked like for me, like as if either they had a crazy night or a crazy day, or there's something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on.
So let me stop you right there again. In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
One of our goals is to make the transaction as easy as possible for our clients. DocuSign has been...
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared. But it was around noonish, like 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. And yeah.
Okay. So right there, this guy's claiming it was between 11 a.m. and noon the next day, which is like 12 hours after her car was caught on camera going into the water. Right.
At that point in time, once we finished everything, she did advise that she was going to be going home later in the day and that she needs to grab some things and she was going to be heading out. So,
because don't forget, people, according to the fucking morons that continue to try to grift off of the Kylie Rodney name, according to those jackasses, well, it wasn't Kylie's car. It wasn't Kylie. I don't even believe it was Kylie in the car. Like, really? Really? Even though she was positively identified? It was a big cover-up. It was a big cover-up.
So I advised her that, hey, keep your vehicle running and, you know, you can get home. But during that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave and I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system-wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone, and then that brought
saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah,
Wow.
I came in with my girlfriend. We went into a coffee shop, and it was a flyer, and I was just in awe, you know?
Yeah, so where's I mean, it's futile. I don't even need to see the camera footage. And it's valid to want to see the camera footage. It's perfectly valid to want to see the camera footage. But the thing is I don't need to see it. I already have enough confirmation that Kylie is gone and that she drove her car into the water. I mean, because what? Somebody else just drove their car into the water? It wasn't Kylie. It wasn't her car. It wasn't. I mean, and the timestamp is right when her car loses her car loses the ping signal. That's it. Like right before the timestamp is when her and right where the car goes into the water is where the phone last pings. So I mean, I don't need to see this camera footage. And the thing is it'll never be released because if that camera footage exists, it's going to prove that it's not Kylie. And Jared knows this. Yeah, asshole, I'm talking to you. Jared, you know this.
No, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me for a little bit because I'm like, that's the girl that I was working with. Granted, the pictures I saw, she wasn't wearing a ball cap. With me, she was wearing a ball cap, and it was a blue ball cap. I'm sorry about that. But
see, everything is telling me that this dude was coached. He was given some sort of script to have to sit there. And that's how reality shows are done. Like, it's never a written script. They just sit there and practice and practice and practice. I've told you guys before, I was once on a somewhat reality show, but it was for a Spanish station. For those of you who are Spanish speakers, I know Down the Rabbit Hole News might know it. I know she's probably got an abuelita somewhere or a tia that watches Caso Cerrado on Telemundo. Patricia Sell, thank you. Yes, Claire, wouldn't it be beneficial to see the actual footage? It's evidence of lying. Yeah, totally. And that's if he actually saw somebody that resembled Kylie at all. We just know that it wasn't Kylie. We know it now. So the only reason this dude would release this footage or release this interview now would and do it behind a paywall at first is to make money. That's it. To tragedy pimp that much worse. So yeah. But yeah, I was on a show called Caso Cerrado. La Doctora is the host. She's known as La Doctora. And it's a Spanish speaking thing. It was back in my days as a body piercer. And I'm from a city just outside of Miami, or I grew up in a city just outside of Miami called Hialeah, and that's where the Telemundo studios are located. And so they called the tattoo shop up one day, and they were like, "We need a body piercer, and we're going to do an episode, and we want to have somebody get a piercing on the show." So I was like, "Fuck yeah, yeah, why not?" Sure. So I went down there, and I saw it as a good opportunity because at the time, people were piercing themselves and going to Claire's and shit, and honestly, a good reputable tattoo shop is the safest place to get a piercing, as long as you get it from a trained, certified piercer, because everything is very sanitary, everything is sterile. Cross contamination is a professional body piercer's biggest enemy, and so this was a big deal for me to get to spread that information and educate people on it. So that was the deal that I made. I was like, well, I want to be able to explain the dangers of doing this at home by yourself and why you should actually go to a professional and get it done. So I agree to this, and what I agreed to was $100, but plus the piercing and the jewelry. So they had to pay me for the piercing and the jewelry as if they were going to come into the shop, but they're going to pay me $100 to appear on the show. Very cheap, but I saw it as good advertisement because they also told me that I could tell them what shop I worked at because it was local. So I was like, great, yeah. And so, but the thing is they had me get down there at like 9 a.m., right? It was ridiculous. They had me get down there at 9 a.m. And the entire time, now all I had to do was pierce this kid. That's all I had to do. Is a 19-year-old kid. And all I had to do was pierce this kid. And the way they explained it to me, they were like, okay, so it's a 19-year-old kid who lives with his grandma and his grandpa or his abuelo and his abuela. And the kid wants to get a piercing, but the abuelo thinks that because it's like a court show. Okay. Caso cerrado means case closed in English. It's translated to case closed. So it's basically like Telemundo's Judge Judy, right? It's basically what the equivalent of it is. And so, but ridiculous bullshit. So La Doctora, she decides who wins this little personal thing. Nobody's suing for money. It's just she decides, like in a court, who's right and who's wrong. It's really interesting. And it's not interesting. It's actually a ridiculously stupid show. But so this producer, there was like this producer lady, biggest cokehead I ever seen in my life. I mean, this lady had energy beyond energy that I've ever seen. And you know, if you grew up in anywhere in or around Miami, you could spot a cokehead like that, especially if you were one at the time. So I was like, this lady was blowing my mind. Like I was like, yo, your energy is way too much. And her job was basically to coach everyone, right, on what was going to be said. So it, like, reality shows, they're scripted, but they're not scripted. Okay, the premise is scripted, but it also turns out that this kid, this grandmother, this grandfather, none of them knew each other. None of them actors, okay? None of them actors, but none of them knew each other. They were just assholes off the street, right? Like, this is a fact. This is what went on. This is what happened. And so I had to sit there and I was just like, why do I have to be here the entire day? Because we didn't end up actually filming our segment until like 7 p.m. I was there since 9 a.m, dude. And I was just sitting there like this whole fucking time, just waiting and listening to this lady coach the so-called grandmother, grandfather. Okay, well, this is what you're gonna do, and this is all in Spanish, but she's like you're gonna say this, and then she's gonna get mad, and make sure that you look mad, you know, like this thing's gonna really make you mad when she says this, and then she's gonna bring up your sexual inadequacies and blah blah blah, and then you're gonna feel embarrassed because it's your grandparents and you don't want to hear about their sexual, you know, hang-ups and blah blah blah. And this went on all day long, all fucking day long. And all I wanted to do was pierce this kid and get the fuck home. And then, you know, of course, I just ended up meeting my bandmates and my friends at the bar when it was over. And I got really drunk because I had an extra $100 to spend. But it was fun. It was a good time after the fact. But the process was hell because I didn't give a shit about the show. I didn't give a shit about the process that she was, you know, I didn't have anything to do with the storyline. I was just the guy that was going to end up piercing the kid. And I ended up doing an industrial piercing on the kid, which is like the barbell that goes from here to here, right across the top of your ear. I did that because technically it's 2 piercings and I could charge them for 2 piercings. One piece of jewelry, but technically 2 piercings. So I charged them, you know, the max for that. And you know, but my point being is this is the vibe that I'm getting from this right here. This is 100% coached. Doug and Nick coached the fuck out of this kid. Absolutely. Oh, I've tried to find it down the rabbit hole news. And I asked her for like a VHS copy or a DVD. And she was like, yeah, we'll send it to you. And I never got one. So, I mean, I've tried to find it on YouTube. Dude, good luck. Good fucking luck. I've tried to find it. I can't find it. I would actually get a kick out of seeing that, by the way. But this was like, I mean, you're going to have a really hard time finding it because it was at least 10 years ago. At least 10 years ago. But you got to think they film episodes like every day. 10 years ago. You know what I mean? You're never going to find it. But good luck if you do. If you do, fuck yeah. You know, I've been looking for it. I've never been able to find it. But if you find it, great. But this absolutely feels coached. 100% coached. And not even
then everything spiraled.
It's not even good.
And I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could.
And everything about this feels like a wannabe reality show. Everything about Adventures with Purpose feels like a wannabe reality show.
And yeah, and then I saw you guys. I was like, all right, this is awesome. Like, let me go and try to catch up to
Thanks
you.
for the intel. That's how everything that we do unfolds organically when we get into town, from our viewers, locals who understand what we're doing. They contribute to what we're doing from all different angles. Like this is massive. You know, whether
This is
was
massive.
the day before, the day of, or the day after, this is a massive revelation into possibly leading us
It's not,
into
though.
the right direction of possibly finding her. Now we know
It's not a massive revelation at all, because she's found at Prosser, not Boca.
we probably have a tie to Boca.
And
you know,
let's let's explore that for a second, folks. So you're gonna tell me, so Kylie leaves. Stick with me here, folks. So Kylie leaves the party, goes God knows where for 12 hours, ends up at Boca, which is like, okay. And I've done this before. Actually, let me do this one more time. Give me just 1 second here, folks. Okay, hold on a second here. All right. All right. So here's the Boca Reservoir. So let's take it to Prosser Creek. All right. Let me get out of this. And there it goes all the way over here. Okay. Let me do that one more time here. So there's the Prosser Creek. And then let's go back to Boca. And you can see the distance here. Boom. Okay. And then all the way over here. Right? So that's interesting stuff. Now let me do this. And I'll just keep the video going. Hold on.
Organize your business all in one place.
radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company? Was it her or the boyfriend or?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me. They go through.
Yeah, you just get digitally dispatched. So you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call and nothing went through. It went straight to voicemail.
Okay. Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead, and so
dead.
she used whatever guy, whoever this was, if it was her boyfriend, she used his phone. So that's how she did get in contact.
And what was you mentioned? Like she was asking.
All right, so it's a 12-minute drive from Prosser Creek to Boca. Okay, so explain this to me, Nick. Explain this to me, Doug. Explain this to me, other Nick. Explain this to me, Rapey Jared. You're gonna tell me and you're going to try to you think that you're going to convince logical people that Kylie Rodney left a party at Prosser Creek Reservoir, drove 12 minutes all the way to Boca, and for 12 hours did God knows what, and then drove her car back, or somebody killed her at Boca and then drove her car back and then pushed her car into the creek at Prosser Reservoir. That doesn't make sense. Why not push her car? Why take her to the last place that she was seen? That makes absolutely no sense. Why not get rid of her car in the Boca Reservoir? Or any of the other reservoirs that are near the area? Why would somebody do that? Like, even a kid who is trying to get away with a crime would have enough sense to keep her as far away from the party as possible, so that nobody at the party is connected to the crime, to try to keep the attention as far away from the party as possible. Why wouldn't they do that? Like, again, you guys aren't good at this at all. You're not good at trying to convince the public that there's foul play involved, because the people that you are trying to convince are all fucking idiots. The people that you have convinced are all fucking idiots. Like, all you have to do is just look at these channels that continue to perpetuate your narrative. And then and some of them have even since turned on you. I mean, like, you've got Ryan Upchurch, you've got every asshole that looks at Ryan Upchurch like his fucking like he actually has a brain. And then you have Zav Girl, and you have this fucking one guy. I already forgot his stupid fucking name. The British dipshit. I can't even remember his name. I don't even know. But anybody who's still trying to capitalize off of the Kylie Rodney name is absolutely a piece of shit. And, you know, just all it takes is just to think simple logic. Simple logic. I don't know where the fuck Cherry is tonight, guys. Sorry. I have no idea.
Funny questions and acting weird.
So, like, the most funny question, the one that stood out that I remember is about the seatbelt. I've never.
What about the seatbelt?
About how to buckle a seatbelt.
That is odd.
So, in granted, I at the time I didn't realize again.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in it.
Wow. So, geez, man. If somebody asks how to work a seatbelt, I guess they must be victims of a kidnapping or they're about to be murdered. That's crazy, dude.
My whole life, so you see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and it's actually pretty normal.
Yeah.
You know, so I can see why at the time it's just.
But she kept on going over that, like, how do you like, you know, secure your seatbelt firmly and like do it correctly, and that's
when she was asking this, was the guy that she was with right there too?
He was on the opposite side of the car,
so he could hear the conversation as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I did notice, and this is also something that I stated to the detective, that every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side, and it was just like a back and forth, like a tag team. Better to say, like, one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery.
Harsh Reality. That's the guy's name. Harsh Reality. Fucking douchebag. That guy sucks.
They were never close to each other.
It's really odd behavior, it seems like to me.
Unless she didn't like who she was with, or she was uncomfortable. Yeah. That
wait.
Screams.
So somebody asking about their seatbelt automatically makes them uncomfortable with the person that they're with? What? What?
Awkwardness and someone being uncomfortable, and when in that scenario, if he was there with her, he should have been right next to her. If not dealing with you the entire time, and not her.
He didn't really speak that much.
How to use his
So, wow. Okay, let's talk about that for a second, there, Doug. So basically, according to you, the woman should just keep quiet, and the man should be the one that's asking all the questions regarding the car and its functions, right? Even though the car may not belong to the male. I mean, have you seen kids? Have you seen high school kids? Like, it's not like it was back in the day, man. You know, like, first of all, guys don't know how to do anything with cars. They don't know shit about cars. You know, this isn't 1978. You know what I mean? It's not standard for men to know what to do with cars anymore. Second of all, women actually can do stuff with cars. Believe it or not. Women are mechanics nowadays. Women are tow truck drivers, for fuck's sake. Believe it or not.
Did she seem high or intoxicated or?
I try not to judge people at that point, so I try not to like.
Possibly.
I thought that maybe she was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked distressed, is what I could best describe as if you're going through a lot. So I understand, you know, some people go through things, but now looking back at it, now it raises suspicion to me, and I know the detective on, okay, what is actually going on?
Wow. So I guess it's really suspicious when somebody is stressed out about the fact that their car isn't working and they need a tow from the middle of nowhere. I guess that's not a stressful situation. I guess it's odd that somebody might seem annoyed or stressed in that situation.
Did happen that day, and what was the reason for her being gone? So I think that's pretty relevant. That's why I try to chase you guys down.
Right, yeah.
Can you show me on the map where you saw her?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're here in Reno. Let's go down to Truckee. There's Prosser, there's Boca.
Yep.
Just drop a pin on the road exactly where you saw her.
Oh, hold on.
Mo, thank you so much. If you were asked about how to work a seatbelt, would you think they are okay to drive? I'm not sure I would leave before making sure of that. Right. I mean, he's also not, you know, I mean, it's not his obligation, but this is obviously just some dipshit. Because it sounds like, because he keeps saying that I flagged you guys down. I waved you down. So I guess these guys were at Best Buy trying to buy some equipment or something. And this guy was there and was like, oh shit, Adventures of Purpose. Holy shit, man. Like, I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel, dude. By the way, I think I saw Kylie. Wait, you saw Kylie? Yeah, I think so. She was driving this well, that doesn't fit the description, but we can use this. So, you know, because it wasn't a sedan, it was actually an SUV. So make sure that when you're on camera, you say that you saw an SUV, not a sedan.
Is that it? No, it's a campground.
I don't even know where the fuck I was. I have no fucking idea. Hold on. Wait. Maybe wait.
Oh no worries. Take your time.
Wait.
I know there's a.
Oh, I don't know.
Campground on the other side.
It was on the right hand.
It was on the right side.
Oh, wait.
So that's going to be the northeast side of. There it is.
Yeah, I'm a tow truck driver, but I don't know north from south to east to west.
So it turned out your buddy has it on his phone now. We're at the right place, right? Boca, you come in, you follow this road down.
And how do you know what he has on his phone? He just said your buddy has this on his phone. Like, how do you know that?
Is that the turnout? No, that's not the turnout. I think that I think that is the turnout.
And this is exactly
I have to verify.
This is exactly what Scientific Skeptic refers to as bad actors. Like, this is exactly what he means. He talks about the Chris McDonoughs in the community and the dickheads like this. This is what he means by bad actors. Subscribe to Scientific Skeptic, guys. I know, I get it. Like, listen, you watch the guy, and he's a really educated guy, and some of the stuff he talks about, most of what he talks about is way over my head, but I've actually still been able to have pretty stimulating conversation with the guy, and I really like his channel, and I'd like to see it grow. But it's pretty highbrow stuff, man. Like, it's not, you know, it's not this lowbrow humor that I do. He's actually a really smart guy, and you know, again, I love when smart people validate my bullshit. It's great.
I had pinpointed on his. That doesn't look familiar, buddy.
Did you know that
I
you
don't
can make
know.
a full-time
I don't
income
know.
from YouTube without ever trying to grow your own channel?
Oh, shut
All
up.
right. You know,
Did you know that you can actually, like, you know, grow? You can actually fucking like make a shit ton of money off YouTube without actually having to grow your own channel by like doing what the fuck Adventures with Purpose does, by doing exactly what these Adventures with Perverts does. What they do is basically just pimp out horrible scenarios and exploit victims' families and victims' memories, so that they can make a quick buck to have a defense against the person who they victimized as a child. Did you know that you can do that? That all you have to do is just be a piece of shit and spread a bunch of misinformation and make a shit ton of money doing it, so that you can have a defense attorney and afford one when you're accused of raping your 9-year-old cousin. Did you know that you can do that? It's amazing. YouTube's amazing.
This is great information that could lead us. You know, Boca was on my radar already as one of our very next locations, and if you're talking
Is
about
that right, Detective? Really? Is that right, Batman? That Boca place that was 12 minutes away was one of the places that you would have looked, you know, like every other body of water in the area. Dickhead.
running into her the next day, she doesn't have a phone. She's at another campground. Her phone is dead. She's with somebody. That's yeah. Something's wrong, especially with the how to use a seatbelt. That's extremely alarming. Was that a distress call, or was she just out of it because she had been?
That's extremely alarming that a young girl who's probably had a car just handed to her, and she's only been taught how to drive it, and probably has an automatic seatbelt that may have malfunctioned and doesn't know exactly how to use that particular seatbelt. That's extremely alarming. What a fucking idiot.
Drinking all night. She was at a party all night long. We know we know due to accounts of other people who were at the party who said that she was highly intoxicated. So if this was the next day, she's going to appear to be hungover and so forth. So I don't know. There's a lot of things you can draw from that, but it's great information. And thank you for coming up to us. Thank you for watching everything we do.
Thank you so much.
Supporting everything we do. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be in this position. Just simply watching what we do.
Okay, so now it's the now it's the accepting of an award speech that we always get from fucking Doug here.
Makes us able to do everything that we do. Yeah.
It's because of you. It's because of you. You guys are the real heroes because you guys pay us. You guys give us obscene amounts of money to feed you bullshit.
I got some questions. Based on just everything you just said and your experiences there, what is your outcome? What do you think went on?
I think it something was going on between her and whoever the male was that she was with, is from what I saw, just due to her character and how she was holding herself and the questions that she was asking. So I think something happened to her more than something accidental.
Yeah, can you give us your expert advice? Since you're a tow truck driver, can you tell us if you think a crime took place? Because you would know, with all your extensive experience in taking a big hook that's attached to a cable that's attached to a truck, you would know if something was suspicious or not. Could you give us some of your expert insight on that, please?
Based on how her car was positioned, which way do you think she would have naturally started driving?
Going out the road.
Towards town?
Yeah. To the road that leads you up to the highway. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. We're good.
Can you? We're not videotaping. Can you show him?
Nick's so fucking useless. Like both of the Nicks here are fucking useless. Totally fucking useless. Like, but Nick, AWP Nick is the most useless of them all. Like, yeah, okay, well, we're gonna shove him down in the water and make him find the body. This guy, the only fucking thing that he did was actually like identify Kylie, and then, you know, subject to the coaching of, well, it looks suspicious to me because she's in the back. Dude, all that's been explained.
Can zoom in and find the right part. I got the precise right part on his. I don't want to show you that.
Here, let's talk about it again. I'll turn the recording on.
You have it pinpointed?
Because that's crucial.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it was farther back. I wasn't even going that far back on your phone. There you go. So if you zoom in right here, so her car was right there, facing diagonal down, and I pulled on my van right here.
Okay.
When she.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like Nick's a short guy, and I sense a lot of Freudian compensation attempts with the length of his beard there. I'm getting Dolly Dick vibes from Doug. Just saying.
She came in, but she was trying to come out this road where her car was. So it's kind of weird that it was in the middle of the road, and on top of that, like, it wasn't starting because it was in neutral. So obviously she had to stop for some reason and get out, which now I'm looking back at it and I haven't even thought about it this heavily until now. That is kind of weird because she was, like, as you can see, within the road. Oh, geez, where'd it go? Is this it?
HoneyBook completely changed the way I do business. I'm Latasha James.
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on, wait.
So
I don't even know where the fuck I am right
coming
now.
out this way.
So her front end was facing 894.
Yeah.
All right. And did you leave before her? Or did she leave before you?
I left before her. Yeah, I don't stay at my calls after I fit.
And plus you advised her to let it run for a little bit.
Yep.
Was there anybody else around?
There was people far back here, yes, but not near her, no.
And none of them have come forward saying that that this dude's story can be corroborated at all.
Just her and that gentleman that was.
Do you think she was camping in that campground right there? Or do you think she's just broken down?
I think she, like, I mean, the campgrounds are farther down, like, a little bit. Like, you're closer to the beach, so she possibly could have been there. But, like, in her car, there was nothing in her car. Like, it was just seats. There wasn't, like, camping gear, you know, a tent or a sleeping bag or pillows or anything like that. It was just, like, your normal seat.
Did you notice anything in particular in her car at all? Any personal stuff?
Besides perfume bottles and, like, yeah, actually, there was a perfume bottle that was in the center console, and that was all that I recall, to be honest.
Did she have anything on her keys at all? Like,
I don't remember what was on.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from?
I love how these guys are acting like they're detectives too. That's just the funniest thing to me. They're all just like, did you see anything suspicious about her keys? Did you see, like, did she have a Life's a Beach key ring on her keys? Did she have a Hello Kitty figurine on her keys?
Anybody?
Did the investigator that you got a hold of, have they called you back to, did they grill you with questions too at all to get details?
So he drilled me with a whole bunch of questions. This was over the phone. And at that point in time, then it got escalated to my company so then they could handle the rest. And at that point in time, I haven't heard anything since that.
But you said...
And you never will.
Did you say that you guys have cameras?
You never will because it wasn't her, dickhead.
That could possibly get some sort of facial recognition on...
Yeah, so we do indeed. We have cameras facing front and rear of our vehicles, as well as that we do have like audio, so we could pick up audio from inside and outside of the truck. So we did have that, and I'm guaranteed, I mean, my vehicle is facing directly towards hers, so, and that's how I normally do it for my protection, but so you're able to see the full vehicle, including her and the male that was with her.
And your company has seized all of that, and they're working with the authorities on all that information.
But it's probably buried in all the tips that they have, honestly.
Not something like this.
Didn't you say that they said it was
The investigators said it's his most biggest lead that he has on the case. Yeah.
biggest lead yet in a case?
If this is not if it's true, but if this happened the night after the party, the day after the party, and then this gentleman you're talking about will be the number one suspect, honestly.
Okay, so that this is where we're getting into the fun stuff. But real quick, let me acknowledge this comment here. Ravelin says, there's no AWP now. Oh my God, how do people not see that they did this? Did they forget? Sorry about your typos there. I'm having a hard time reading them. I feel so dirty, I quit videos. Right. Nobody saw the I feel so dirty, I quit videos. I feel like this is also like Jared's little fuck you to everybody who walked out on him. Like all of these guys are basically like gone on their own. And they're just like, well, the Kylie Rodney case made me big as fuck. Like you just look at these two fucking egotistical pieces of shit right here. And they're just like, yeah, the Kylie Rodney thing fucking gave us notoriety, not you. We can capitalize off this. Jared's going down, but we can move on and we can keep doing because Nick here is so blessed. Nick's so blessed at everything, but Doug, Doug's real. Doug's just so fucking real. All you got to do is just think about how real Doug is. Doug's real, people. Doug's so real, because he knows he's real. Doug's just so real, because he knows he's real, so everybody else knows that he's real, and so he's real. He's real. Doug's real. Just so you know, quick reminder. If you didn't know that Doug was real, just know that Doug is real.
The male there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you could go into detail, just try to describe it one last time. You said ball cap hair coming out. What else you got?
He had a bro tank on. It was white. He had ball cap, black base. It wasn't even baseball hat. It's a flat bill hat facing forward. It was kind of off to the sideways.
Age, about the same age, a little older.
You saw a picture of him? Could you say yes or no?
His face, yeah.
Can you pull up the picture of the boyfriend?
This should be fucking great.
Oh yeah, the same hat too.
Now,
okay,
again,
okay, right there. Patricia Sell, thank you so much. Would anyone in chat like to hear the Glare play his guitar? Yeah, sorry. But thank you. Yeah. So right there, this dude is like, this dude is sitting here and he actually looks at a picture, right? And you know they showed a picture of Jagger. You know that they just showed him a picture of Jagger and he just identified Jagger. Like, you know, that's what just happened. And the fact that this fucking idiot had the audacity to fucking release this video on top of everything that he's going through right now, dude, Jared, man, you are not that smart, are you? Man, greed tends to cloud the thoughts, man. Grandmaster Sid Sophos, my homie. Thank you so much. Big up the glare and hello, Truth, Justice in chat. And I'm okay, real quick. He's giving a shout out to Truth Justice. I don't know Truth Justice, but what I do sometimes, guys, is I actually like I'll go through my the lives that I go through because like normally I'm reviewing videos and I'm, you know, I can't if I'm watching the video and I'm pausing and doing things, I can't see the chat. And apparently I had Grizzly True Crime in my chat. I verified her and everything. It was her. And I feel bad because it came off like I was kind of rude to them. Because somebody like super chatted me and was like, hey, give Grizzly what was it? A warm welcome or something like that. And I was like, yeah, cool. I hope you feel welcome. But I didn't know it was Grizzly True Crime, and I actually really like her channel a lot, and I didn't expect her to be here. So I want to publicly apologize if I came off rude to Grizzly True Crime because I just didn't know it was her and I wasn't looking at my chat. That's why I review my chat later on because I like to engage with my audience as much as I can, but at the same time, I'm like I can't go over every single comment, and it just so happened that I missed most of hers, and I feel kind of bad about it because when there are really good creators out there, I feel shitty that they'll come into my chat and contribute insight, and I wasn't able to acknowledge them properly. So, yeah.
You know, for your protection, our protection. This is all alleged, and that we're not saying anything. We're not.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. You should have edited that out. So here he is, like right here, going for your protection and for our protection, meaning protection from litigation. Mm-hmm. We just have to use the word alleged. Okay, we you know, you can't outright say that you saw Jared because we know that you didn't, or not Jared, Jagger. We can't, you can't outright say that you saw Jagger the next day with this girl at Prosser or at Boca Lake. You can't say that. So for our protection, we have to say alleged. And I don't think that Doug even knows that the camera's rolling right now because they seem to be just kind of like in a behind the scenes mode, which is really funny here. Tow truck driver, no, dude, that was him, bro.
We're not insinuating anybody. Obviously,
yeah, you
to
are.
us, this would be.
You can't insinuate somebody and then say that you're not insinuating somebody. You don't get to disclaim something after you've already fucking done it, dude. That's exactly what Doug's doing right here. Doug's like, we have to say allegedly because you never know.
just a person of interest, like just as like it would be to any detective or investigator who's investigating this case.
But you're
So
not a detective.
We're not implying guilt.
You're not a detective or an investigator, and nobody's buying the bullshit that you're selling right now.
Or anything like that whatsoever. We also don't know if this was the day before, the day of, or the day after. But that's for us to put together and figure out where that fits.
It's not for you to put
but
together,
it's
though.
Major information.
See, that's the thing. It's not for you to put together. It's for law enforcement to put together. It's for trained detectives to put together. Even though you just disclaimed that you're not a detective, even like tell me that you think you're a detective without telling me that you think you're a detective, which is what you just fucking did. Like, it's totally what you just did. You're sitting here going, we're not detectives and blah, blah, blah. But, that's for us to put together. No, it's not for you to put together, Doug. The only thing that you need to focus on is that fake ass ZZ Top beard that you use to compensate for your dolly dick.
Especially you just identifying who we know is a close person to her, whether he was a boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. So, any other questions?
When you went into detail about, I guess we covered that by his looks, but just for the sake of
now it's a press conference. I love it. Now it's a press conference. Any other questions? Anybody?
Skin complexion, hair color, you say.
So his hair, I mean, from the picture that you showed me, it was sticking out a lot. With me, it wasn't sticking out that much. I mean, I saw brown hair sticking out on the corners of each side of it.
I'm loving this because what a stupid fucking move on Jared's part to release this fucking video like this. What a stupid fucking move. Like, how dumb are you? You dumb motherfucker, Jared. Like, how dumb are you? Because before, it was just like there was the baseball cap thing, right? Like, we all knew that you were trying to insinuate that it was Jagger. But now with this video, we know that you are creating that narrative. We know that you're spinning that narrative. I hope Jagger sues the fuck out of you, dude. I hope that you have to deal with a fucking lawsuit on top of your fucking child rape charges. I swear to God, I hope to God, dear sweet baby Jesus, I hope this Jagger kid sues the fuck out of you. Because we weren't sure that you were insinuating that. I mean, I was sure. I knew it. But the fact that you just showed Doug on camera, show this dude a picture of the only person that was even remotely considered Kylie's boyfriend at the time, even though it was her ex-boyfriend, you showed that. Any decent prosecutor can use that. Any decent civil attorney can use that. Any civil attorney that's willing to fucking take you to court and sue the fuck out of you can use that. You dumb motherfucker. Dude, I love that your greed just keeps getting in your way. I love it.
His hat, but other than that, he was a thinner built guy is the best way I could put it, with a bro tank, and it was white bro tank. He had some freckles on his face, or maybe it was acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face, and he had that black San Francisco. Oh, he was also a little bit shorter than me, so I'm 6'3", so he was shorter than me. I would put him probably a little under 6 foot, I would guess.
Was he white?
He was white. He was Caucasian, yeah.
With Create Studio Pro, you can create amazing 3D character explainers just like...
Oh, what days do you work? What's the window you're giving us of when this happened?
Either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I believe. Because the weekends I usually cover Truckee, so, and that Friday I also worked in Truckee.
So wait,
yeah.
wait, Nick, the tow truck driver. Let me get this straight. or let me get this straight, Nick, the tow truck driver. So you've got all these other details, right? You can remember faces, you can remember details, you can remember, stuff that was in the car, you can remember all this stuff, but you don't know what fucking day it was? You don't know what fucking day it was. What that tells me is as soon as Doug started talking about protection for you and protection for us, as soon as he brought that shit up, dude starts to shut down and starts to go, okay, wait a minute. What these motherfuckers have just sucked me into was shady as fuck. What these dudes just did, they just sucked me into something shady as fuck. So now I'm just going to be like, I mean, it could have been Friday, could have been Saturday, could have been Sunday. I don't even know. All of a sudden, Nick, the tow truck driver, after knowing every single detail to the entire situation, he doesn't remember what fucking day it was. You don't remember what you did the next day. You don't remember what you did prior to that or after that. And you can't place a day? Really? Nick, the tow truck driver? Get the fuck out of my face, bro. You're full of shit.
If you were to make a bet on what day it was, what would you say?
When I was looking back under my GPS, under my phone of where I've been, I was there both Saturday and Sunday, farther into Boca. So
Did you take any memorable pictures that same day that happened? Because that would be a way to catalog the possible date that happened.
You see he's just shutting down now. Like, once Doug threw that shit out there about protecting himself and protecting them, he's like, I don't know. It could have been Saturday, could have been Sunday. My GPS.
Remember, like, eating lunch at like Wendy's that same day, and you took a picture of me.
I actually called my girlfriend right after because of how awkward the situation was.
Let's pull up the catalog of that phone call to see if we can find.
Yeah, so how about we call your girlfriend, dude, and find out what day that was? Because I bet you your fucking girlfriend knows.
So just to make sure, does he look familiar to you at all?
Yeah, he didn't have, like, the beard was kind of gone, but his hair was not down that far. It was like, I don't know if you could block that out. It was like to right there, but it was going back as if it was going back.
So on a scale from 1 to 10,
that's a 9.
That's it. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the time, I think it would be safe to say that his hair was like maybe pulled back.
Yeah.
Jagger wasn't even in the area. That was confirmed.
He doesn't have that much acne. The guy that I saw, I don't know if it's because it's blurry, but he had, like, right underneath, he had, like, little red marks and whatnot. That was one thing that I saw, but again, I don't try to judge. I just try to.
Yeah.
You have a crazy good memory, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you known to just?
Yeah. You have a crazy good memory, by the way. Fuck. Nobody fucking knows what day it is. Does you guys know what day it is? I don't know. Do you guys know what day it is? This dude, for fucking having such a great fucking memory, he doesn't fucking know what day it is. It's fucking crazy. You have a crazy good memory, bro.
You really good at stuff like this?
I'm able to remember quite a bit. Yeah. Some things that, like, stick out, and this is one thing. Usually I don't remember normal day instances at work, but this one was it stuck out from the beginning. That's why I did call over to my girlfriend, because I was so
It was so alarming that you called your girlfriend.
Yeah, because I was confused, because I've never ran into a situation where, when you call for a breakdown and it's just in neutral.
Is there a?
I've never been called in for a breakdown, and it was in neutral. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Because that's just suspicious as hell. That there was a breakdown of a car, and it was in neutral. Wow. So I called my girlfriend, I didn't call the police because, as suspicious as it seemed, I felt like my girlfriend could, talk me through it, and make me have a better day. Because my girlfriend's my light. She's my sweet shining star. Just so you know, she's just beautiful and sweet and kind. And even though I thought it was suspicious and I was worried about this young girl's safety, what I did was I called my girlfriend, who was like, there for me because, she's my bright light. She's my North Star.
Specific uniform that you wear, or do you just dress casually?
I wear a uniform, yeah.
Because I'm thinking like maybe like Friday you wore a specific hat and then maybe you took a selfie that same day. That would be a way to pinpoint it.
I mean,
because if this is the day after,
that date changes a lot.
Okay. I know she has the exact.
She might have found it. I don't know what.
So we have everything we need. If we can squeeze one less information of what day that was, it's done. It's gold. We have like.
Does she has a date for what, Saturday and Sunday? I both called her. Yeah, I mean.
Well, what day was she reported missing?
August 6th.
Which was what?
She went missing. The last communication with her was 12:30 a.m. August 6th. Her parents did not hesitate that same day. It was dead serious.
At what time?
That Saturday.
So,
yeah, I mean.
Well, what day was she reported missing?
August 6th.
Which was what?
She went missing. The last communication with her was 12:30 a.m. August 6th. Her parents did not hesitate that same day. It was dead serious.
At what time?
That Saturday.
That shit was serious. Her parents, as opposed to, other missing kids' parents, it's a joke, but that shit was serious.
So it was probably the same day that. So you could be the last person that saw them allegedly, other than the people at the party.
Well, he identified as not Friday, so we don't need much more. There you go.
So it wasn't Friday. Friday was the night of the party. So he's claiming it was either Saturday or Sunday. So it wasn't not only 12 hours later, it could have been 24 hours later or 36 hours later. It could have been, for fuck's sake. Right? Even though we saw a timestamp of her Friday night, or technically early Saturday morning, driving her car into the Prosser Lake Reservoir. Okay.
Yeah. So she went missing on Saturday. You didn't work on Friday? It wasn't Friday. It was either Saturday or Sunday. So we're talking about this is definitely the day she went missing. As of right now, the way everything points to is that this is the day she went missing, and guaranteed, or the day after she went missing. So that's huge.
Because she was with her friends.
It's not a development
party.
Right. It's nothing.
Right. Right.
That's awesome.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You gave us a really good area to start searching, man.
I really hope that helps you guys out a lot. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love y'all. Yeah, buy some merch. Buy some merch, become a member. Yeah, because you got to get that merch. Keep us alive, because, listen, people, I admitted in an email pretty much that I actually numerous emails that I raped my 9-year-old cousin when I was 17. I mean, it was a long time ago. So, but, I need a good lawyer, and lawyers cost money. So I'm going to take shit that was already fucking debunked, and I'm going to put it out as content and put it behind a paywall. So, because like I said, lawyers are really expensive. Jared, you suck, dude. You're a fucking piece of shit. And it's so funny. I find it really, really funny that this dude, because I have to find the humor in these things, folks. Otherwise, I'll drive myself fucking nuts. This dude, like, they edited the previous video so carefully. Like the video where they found Kylie, they edited it so carefully. And then everything that they were like trying to like cover up in that video and trying to like make, not so visible in that video, they just like revealed in this video. Like, dude, like, you basically straight up accused Jagger of being the guy that was there, right? Even though he wasn't. It's been proven that he wasn't. It's been debunked. Because what we do here in the true crime community, Adventures with Purpose, is, and I'm talking to you former members too, dickheads, okay? What we do here is we actually look at facts that are verified by law enforcement. And we don't dabble in conspiracy theories that law enforcement is involved in a cover-up of a murder when there's no evidence to dictate that. I'm not saying that's not possible. That does happen. It happens very rarely. But it's not going to happen to support your narrative to sell your channel. That's not how it works. Kylie Rodney's case was a tragic accident. Nothing more. Nothing more. And if Kylie's loved ones, including her friends, her young friends, who have to deal with the trauma of losing somebody young, because I know that when I was a kid, I lost people. Like, I've been dealing with, losing people my entire young to older adult life. I've been dealing with that always. I if you're anything like me, you've engaged in questionable behavior and hung around a certain element of people and gotten close to people. You've lost people. And sometimes it's even so fucked up to where they don't deserve it. And nobody actually deserves it. But what I'm saying is, when sometimes it's like when I've had a friend who died of an overdose, then I'm just like, fuck, I saw that coming, because I'd be a liar if I said I didn't, but I've had friends that have been murdered who are just good people. I've had friends that have accidentally killed themselves. And, they're not necessarily ruled, a suicide on a psychological level. They just fucking, one guy, he was playing with a fucking gun. He was high on coke and he was drinking and he had a fucking gun that he forgot that was even in his house. And he was playing with it and being a silly ass around his friends, and he accidentally shot himself. And he's gone now. And he's one of the sweetest people that I've ever known in my life. I've had friends that I, that have been murdered. I've had friends that, huffed Freon and died that way. I've had friends it's crazy. I've lived around and grew up around some knuckleheads, and I, being one of those knuckleheads, by the grace of God, I'm still here. Crazy. It's insane. When I think about it, I'm just like, man, some of those guys were even smarter than me. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? But and then you get to a point where you just understand that death is a part of life. But I can't help but think about the people that I lost who were the closest to those people. Those are the people that I really think about. And some of those people, I don't even know what to say to them. I don't even know how to talk to them anymore. I don't even know. But when you're a douchebag who has no fucking regard for anybody's loss, you have no fucking regard for anybody's feelings, because either you lost people and you never even cared about them, or you've never lost anybody. I can't do anything for you. But if you're one of those people that falls under one of those two categories, and you're a stranger that just happens to be on YouTube and you're capitalizing off that shit, well, you're fair game to me. Because I can't stop thinking about those people. I can't stop thinking about how they're affected. My listeners can't stop thinking about how those people are affected. We're not people that don't understand that death is part of life, that death is certain and life is not. We're not people that don't understand this fact. We're just people that empathize with others who lost people, because it hurts. And some people need to grieve in peace. In fact, all people who lost somebody deserve to grieve in peace. And doing what you're doing, Jared, you're robbing those people of that. You're fucking them of that. And that's why you are currently on my shit list. And you were before this whole rape thing. if I'm being honest, the way that you handled the Kylie Rodney case, I saw right through you right off the bat. I saw right through you immediately. You're a piece of shit who capitalizes off of tragedy, which is why we call you tragedy pimps. If you just shut the fuck up, man. And that's what's really funny is, like, the live I did yesterday, I went over Ick and Mel's video, and how this fucking Morris guy, what his last name's Morris, Joseph Morris. And Ick and Mel made a really good point that I've made for a long time. This is why I really like his channel, because he's a person of good character. And he made a really good point. And he was saying, you don't have to create this shit to build your channel and to build notoriety. You could just report it. You'll do fine. You'll do good. Like, they have the means to produce, good looking content that sells. That you dress it up. It's great, fine. But you do things on a moral level, you'll do fine. You don't have to lie, and you don't have to make shit up. You don't have to spin some false narrative. You'll do fine if you just fucking just report the shit. That's all you have to do, and you'll get everybody's respect. And it's not hard to do that, like, it's not hard to do that. And then you wonder, like, it's always so funny, you got these, you have your Bullhorn Bettys and your Jonathan Lee Riches and your Dolly Visions, and they're like, oh, my haters. Nobody hates you. We know you're not going to change. We know that you don't give a fuck about anybody but yourselves. We just like to let people know that this is what you're about. It's easy, but what's really funny is you could, if you weren't so fucking greedy, you could actually do some real good if you weren't just so fucking greedy. And that's the irony of it, because to to reiterate that point that I was making, because I've made this point so many times over the years, you don't have to do this. Like, that's the right now way to get money, sure. But, you know, people are going to catch on to you. And people like me are going to come after you. People like me are going to expose you. You know, but you don't have to do that. You could just be a decent person that just wants to create and spread awareness on something. And you know, what's really funny is these people, they want to celebrate being independent journalists, and they're redefining the game of journalism. No, you're not. You're not at all. You know, but you could. You could. And the only way to do that is to stick to morals and ethics, the same morals and ethics that got actual reputable journalism on the map. YouTubers can do the same thing. You want to be an independent journalist? Stick to the same morals and ethics that the original independent journalists did. That got journalism, that freedom of speech and freedom of the press, that fought for it. Like, stick to those ethics. And if you stick to those ethics, you can make a difference. And all of us on YouTube can flourish from that. We can all do it. We're not in competition with each other. I'm not in competition with anybody. Like, you see me, like, there are people that I respect, and creators that I respect that talk about the same things that I talk about. A lot of us are out here talking about the same cases and discussing the same developments, but each creator has their own community that you guys, like my community, they log on and watch me because they want to hear my insight on that. But I have people in my community that love other communities, and they want to hear that creator's insight on that, because it's a subject that they're passionate about. It's an issue and a subject and a particular detail of something that they're passionate about. And they think, you know what? I'd love to hear the Glarus perspective on that. Oh shit, Mel did a video on that. I want to hear his perspective. Grizzly True Crime did a video. I want to hear their perspective on it. I want to hear Gray Hughes' perspective on it. And not that I'm comparing myself to these other creators, but I am, in the sense that we're all creators. We're all here on YouTube, and we're all just here speaking our mind and using this platform to be able to speak our mind. And me personally, I can't speak for those other creators. I'm just grateful that people want to hear my insight on it, because I have thoughts, and I feel those thoughts being so loud in my head that I have to express them. And so I come on here and I express them. But I'm not in competition with anybody. This isn't some sort of who's the better creator and who's going to get the most views and who's going to get dude, I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I'm just grateful for the fact that I can come on here and discuss the things that possess my thoughts to the point to where I feel I need to respect to express them, and people want to watch. But assholes like you just have to look at it like it's just this money-making scheme. And what's really funny about that, and what's really ironic about that, is you'll make plenty of money. You know, with the production quality that you guys have. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, people are always, I have bigger creators that I really like that are always telling me, you know, you make a lot more money if you did this, this, and this. Yeah, I know I would, you know, and maybe I'll get around to that. You know, but if I do, it's not going to be because of the money. It's going to be because I feel like I can do more. You know, because the thing that I love about this community is my community knows that I do this for genuine reasons. I show them every reason to believe that I do this for genuine reasons. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheat. I'm not a scammer. I just do this out of sheer gratitude and love and passion. Period. And if those are the reasons for doing what you do, you'll never not be successful. Guaranteed. Because it doesn't matter if I have 10 people in my chat tomorrow. You know, like, I'll have that. I'll have that. I get to tell myself that. And I get to tell myself that honestly. Guys, I love you very, very much. I had a great time tonight. Pissed about my Dolphins, man. Not pissed at them. I think they played their hearts out. They did well. Chargers just played a better game. You know. But I'm really grateful to you guys. And I know it's late. So you guys hanging out with me this late, like, really, really means a lot to me. So I hope you guys get a good night's sleep. I hope your Monday is fantastic and totally beats the hell out of any Garfield theory there is about Mondays. And Patricia Sell, thank you so much. Thank you, Glare. Expressing yourself is awesome. Showing your subs and providing info on BHB, JLR, and more means so much to me. I'm glad it does. It means a lot to me that you guys feel the same way. It means a lot. But yo, stop with that Go Chargers shit. Stop it. Guys, I love you very much. And again, I'm really, really grateful to you guys. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.